Hey, I'm Braden. This time I'm breaking down Sustainable Development Goal 7, affordable and clean energy. Again, using Japan and comparing it to the US. So, a quick rundown. What SDG 7 is, Japan's data story, a big paradox around their clean energy, the bright side, my X-Mind brainstorm, and the solutions that I'm proposing. SDG 7 is about making sure everyone has access to affordable, reliable, and clean energy by 2030. It breaks into 4 parts: universal access to electricity and clean cooking fuel, ramping up renewables, doubling energy efficiency, and investing in clean energy tech, especially in developing countries. So here's the story, and it kind of surprised me. You'd think a high tech country like Japan would be really clean, but almost 83% of Japan's total energy comes from fossil fuels. That's actually higher than the US at 80%. And renewables only make up about 24% of Japan's electricity, a little behind the US at 26%. On top of that, Japan has barely any fossil fuels of its own, so it has to import nearly all of it, which makes energy expensive and a real security concern. And here's the paradox: it didn't used to be that way. Before 2011, Japan got about a quarter of its electricity from nuclear power, which is clean. Then the Fukushima disaster hit. Japan shut down almost all of its reactors and they filled the gap with imported fossil fuels. So today nuclear is only about 9% of their electricity, while the US sits closer to 17%. Their cleanest big power source basically went backwards. They were trying to stay safe after a meltdown, but the trade off was leaning harder on coal and gas. But it's not all bad. Two things give Japan an edge. First, efficiency. The average person in Japan uses about 39,000 kilowatt hours a year, roughly half of what Americans use. So Japan isn't wasteful, it's actually really efficient. Second, renewables are climbing fast. Solar, especially, has surged over the last decade. So Japan's problem isn't how much energy it uses, it's where that energy comes from. So I used XMind to brainstorm how global information technology could fix that source mix problem. I thought of 5 areas: smart grids, renewable forecasting and storage, energy efficiency tech, tapping Japan's geothermal and offshore wind, and then also using AI to safely restart and manage nuclear power. And my top 3 solutions are: first, the AI smart grids, balancing supply and demand in real time so more renewables can plug in without causing any blackouts. Second, renewable forecasting and storage, using AI to predict solar and wind output and manage batteries, which smooths out the unreliable parts of clean energy. And third, tapping Japan's hidden resources. Japan sits on huge geothermal and offshore wind potential, and smart tech can finally make it cost effective. So that's it. Japan is a high tech country that's surprisingly hooked on fossil fuels, mostly because of Fukushima, but it's super efficient and the tech to turn it around already exist. Thanks for watching.